Today's video I'm going to talk about the new album by the Graham Bonnet Band. It's called Day Out of Nowhere. The album was released on May 13th, 2022 by Fronteirs Music Srl. So I put a poll in my community tab. I asked you all, what should I review for today? And this is the one with the most votes. In this video I'll be talking about the band, the song, the albums, and I'll give a score out of 10 at the end of the video. Graham Bonnet, he is a veteran in the music industry. He's 74 years old and he has played with bands such as Rainbow, Schenker Group, Alcatrazz and Impelliteri, amongst others. Last year I reviewed an album by Alcatrazz, and I mentioned that he had previously recorded an album with the band a year prior in 2020, but then he left the band and he was going to form his own version of Alcatrazz. Now at first I thought this was related to that band, but apparently it's a different project because this is his third album with the Graham Bonnet Band. He has a few guest musicians on this album. I'll be mentioning them as I go through the songs. The album has 11 songs. It's around 48 minutes long. And the album is melodic hard rock. I think the band that reminded me the most was like Deep Purple, that type of hard rock. So let me talk about the album now. The album opens with Imposter. So when I first heard the intro to the song, I really liked it. It was a hard rock similar to Deep Purple, like I mentioned, but it had more of like a progressive rock sound as well. Graham Bonnet, he can still sing very well. You can hear his age a little in the vocals, but he is very good. It's a really good album opener, and it draws you into the album. 12 Steps to Heaven starts with a spoken intro. It's a slower song. You can hear the keyboards in the forefront with some heavy metal guitar licks in between. My interpretation of the lyrics is that it's about recovering from substance abuse and the 12-step program. The album does tackle some serious subject matter in the other songs I'll be talking about, and I think it was a good song. It's laid back, it's melodic, and it's a rock song. The guitars are pretty good. They're reminiscent of someone like Yngwie Malmsteen, that neoclassical shredding, and there's also some slower melodic playing. Brave New World is a melodic rock song. This one has Roy Z. He's played with Halford and Bruce Dickinson. Typical 80s style melodic rock song. I thought the song was decent. Has typical guitar shredding and a melodic chorus. Uncle John, this was one of the singles. It talks about a serious subject about like pedophilia. They have a music video for the song, and the lyrics tell a story about this guy. He's very well dressed, he has a clean appearance, and he apparently moves to like this new town. He's looking for a job and he wants to teach kids, but the person he asks starts to remember him from somewhere like a newspaper or something, and then they go on to describe how this guy is a predator. So this is melodic hard rock. It has some pretty cool guitar in it. Day Out of Nowhere, it's another melodic rock song. The song is filled with 80s style arena rock riffs. Has a mid-paced rhythm and a cool piano outro, and I think this one is not too bad. The Sky's Alive, it's a cool song. A little slow at first, and the guitar riff has a slight Middle Eastern sound to it. The song eventually progresses with like a faster paced drum beat and a very like Deep Purple sounding song. I think this is one of the better songs. It has a nice melody to it, and I like how they change tempos throughout the song. David's Mom. This one, I guess it's a true story. It's about a young person who kind of has sex with his friend's mother. It is probably a true story, but who knows? It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek type of song. It's a rocker, has that arena rock sound, and it's a decent song. Like the others, the guitar solo really stands out. When We're Asleep is one of the heavier songs, and this one has a few guest stars. So it has Mike Tempesta, he's from Powerman 500, and John Tempesta from the cult White Zombie and Motor Sister, that album I recently reviewed. And same type of arena rock, has great guitar riffs. They're a little heavier, a little darker, and this is one of the better ones. It's just melodic and very heavy at the same time. It's just a frickin' song. It's a cool song. It reminds me of, again, classic Deep Purple, but more of that like early 70s stuff. It's very like tongue-in-cheek. It's about having writer's block. The song features Airey. He's a keyboardist. He's played with both Deep Purple and Rainbow. And it's a good song. I like how it brings back more of that like 70s rock sound and more of a keyboard-centric song. Kind of like, instead of like the guitars, like the keyboards are more like in the forefront. Jester, this is one of the heaviest songs. It has Jeff Loomis from Arch Enemy and Nevermore, and Kyle Hughes. He's a drummer. He's played with Bumblefoot and many other bands. This one has some nice riffs. It's darker, it's heavier, but it's still very melodic. You know, I think like this is one of the songs that stands out on the album. The final song is called Suzy. It's a ballad. It's very like orchestrated, a very big sound. This one was just okay. It's very epic sounding, and like the ending is like very sudden, kind of strange, but I guess like that's the intention. So in conclusion, if you're a fan of Graham Bonnet and his other stuff, you'll probably like this. Not anything groundbreaking, but the album is enjoyable. So when I first listened to it, I thought it was like not that great upon first listen, but after a few listens, I think it got better. The vocals are good. The guitars really stand out. If you like those like shredding solos, those like hard rock and heavy metal band from like the 80s, the album has lots of those, but also has that like those like keyboard sounds from like 70s rock. So for me, it was decent. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. So as of preparing this recording, the other three options on my community poll were in a tie. So for that reason, I will be doing all of them at some point during the week. But my next video will be a 3 Days Grace ranking, because I have been listening to that band throughout the week. So that's why I want to rank them. And that's it. So please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the new album by the Graham Bonnet Band. It was released on May 13th, 2022 by... There we go.